Thank you for waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We've invited first class. Now we're inviting executive platinum, emerald, sapphire, and ruby.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I am your host, and I'm very pleased to welcome back my co-host, Lee Harris from ATPI Travel. How are you, Lee?
Yeah, not very good, thank you. It's been a good week. The sun is finally coming out in New Zealand, so we are heading into summer at last. So yeah, it's all looking good.
Yes, as you can tell, we're heading in the opposite direction here.
Yeah, not so good for Europe. It's sounding a little bit chilly for you guys.
That's all right. I'm a Canadian girl, so I'm a cold-blooded creature to begin with.
Yeah, you're used to it.
Yeah. And what's happening in the world of travel? Let's head on over to the U.S. and U.S. passports.
Yes, so an issue which we discussed way back over a year and a half ago when we were doing the show, seems to be finally coming to an end. US travelers may finally be free from bureaucratic scourge of months-long passport wait periods for the first time in 3 years. According to the latest estimates, Americans could have their little blue books processed in less than a month. On November the 6th, the State Department shortened its passport processing times to 7 to 10 weeks for regular applications and 3 to 5 weeks for expedited applications. And that's a significant improvement from earlier this year when wait times ballooned to as low as 16 weeks for a routine service. And that's not including mailing time. Officials say that the goal is to return to pre-pandemic timeframes by the end of 2023, and we would say they're getting close. Before the COVID-19 backlog, routine passport processing took just 6 to 8 weeks, and expedited applications were turned around in a quick 2 to 3 weeks. In order to carry on eradicating excessive times, the State Department have been aggressively recruiting staff from all over the country to add to their passport agencies and centres. Now, for any crew needing to renew their passport in the US, costs are currently $130 for a regular renewal, or for an extra $60, you can go the expedited route.
Why don't they just go digital?
Yeah, I think we're getting there slowly but surely. We talked about it. Singapore have gone the digital route. There's a country, I can't remember now, in Europe as well that have gone digital. There's one in the Caribbean. It's definitely on the cards. Hopefully it'll be a quicker process. And like you say, if it's digital, it's a lot easier. It's one less thing you've got to worry about. And surely the processing times will be a lot quicker.
They'll be saving a lot of trees.
Indeed. There you go. And there's another plus.
I know. Good news for Filipino crew.
Yeah, so crew traveling to and from Manila in the Philippines should find getting seat time to be a little easier over the coming months. A glut of airlines have recently or are in the process of being to their airport before the end of 2023. United Airlines recently launched their flight from San Francisco to Manila direct. That was at the end of October. And this has been closely followed by both Vietnam Airlines and Cebu Pacific launching flights direct to and from Vietnam. On top of this, Batak Air will be operating a daily direct service between Kuala Lumpur and Manila, and Greater Bay Airlines operating flights between Hong Kong and Manila also. This brings a whopping 42 international carriers now operating out of Manila, serving 57 global destinations.
Nice. And EasyJet has had some announcements.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, EasyJet have become the first low-cost carrier to partner with home bag service Airporter, basically in a move that will allow its customers flying from Gatwick Airport to have their luggage checked in and collected from their doorstep. Passengers can opt to have their bags collected from their home, hotel, or office as long as the address is within a certain catchment area. The next time they see their bags will be on the reclaim belt at their destination airport. The service is operated by Airporter, which has existing partnerships in place with British Airways, American Airlines, and Finnair. Now, EasyJet offers two variations of the service. The premium product allows passengers to check in a piece of luggage and choose a 1-hour pickup time slot at a price starting from £30. Alternatively, the £40 value product includes collection of up to 4 pieces of luggage, but there will be a 3-hour window to wait.
This kind of makes me worried because EasyJet seems to have a bit of a problem dealing with luggage when you check it in yourself at the airport and collect it at the other end with no stops in between. So now they're adding this extra leg. Do people actually think they're ever going to get their luggage?
Let's hope so. Let's hope it works. I mean, maybe outsourcing it to Airporter to collect the bags is one way of eradicating the issues that they've been facing. I don't know, personally. Give it a go and see. If somebody uses the service, please let me know how it works for you. Fingers crossed it does make it to the other end.
Yeah, well, I think there's some airlines out there. I think we talked about this a couple of weeks back that are now adding in that luggage tracker into their online app. Can you imagine people checking their app and finding out their luggage is like on the other side of the world? Oops.
Yeah, you can imagine you taking your flight taking off and you're seeing your bag still at the airport, and that's when the panic kicks in. You've then got a 12-hour flight to wait to tell somebody.
Yeah, and then they want to have receipts before you can actually pay them. I did that once. I put all of my shoes in one suitcase, and they lost that suitcase. So I literally had only the shoes I was wearing. And it was like an event, or a whole event over the weekend. And I literally had the shoes I was wearing. I think they were sneakers or boots or something. And I was going to this fancy event and all my dress shoes were in this bag. And they never got it back. But of course, you don't keep receipts. If you've got shoes in a bag or different clothing items, who keeps their receipts for that stuff after you've worn them 5 or 6 times?
Exactly right. You don't do, you say. Yeah. But did you get anything back for it at all or not?
I think I got the price of one pair of shoes and I had about 10 in there. That was when I actually liked shoes back then. I don't like them anymore. So Air New Zealand has some news.
Yeah, Air New Zealand and Singapore Airlines are going to increase their capacity between Singapore and New Zealand from March next year. This is in response to high demand. The carriers jointly operate 3 services a day between Auckland and Singapore, and from March will operate a second daily Air New Zealand operated 777 service, which will work out to an equivalent 17,000 extra seats over the northern summer period. The carriers also hope with regulatory approval to be able to add a further flight, which will increase the passenger capacity by a further 1,700 passengers per week by the end of next year. With Singapore being a popular transit hub with Kiwi crew, this is good news for next year's med season.
And we have a crew question this week.
Yeah, we did. We received a question this week from Philip, who's due to travel in the first week of December to the Caribbean to rejoin a yacht he's been working on. Philip has asked what airlines are flying direct into the Caribbean at the moment from the UK. The answer, Philip, about the UK to the Caribbean is quite a well-stocked list of flight options, actually, which is quite unusual because it's normally a struggle of Caribbean season, but there is quite a few more this time. I'll quickly run through a few of them. I can't run through all of them, obviously, because we could be here quite a while, but British Airways have got flights from Gatwick to Antigua, that then heads onward to Aruba, St. Kitts and Tobago. They also have flights to Jamaica, also St. Lucia, and to Trinidad. They're all out of Gatwick. From Heathrow, sorry, my cat has now just decided to walk past me. From Heathrow, we have flights to Bahamas, Barbados, and Bermuda, all with BA. With Virgin, we have flights from Heathrow to Antigua, to Bahamas, and to Barbados. That hops to Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And lastly, from Heathrow to Montego Bay in Jamaica. There are a couple of low-cost options also with TUI and with Norse. Obviously, as they're low cost, they will not have the flexibility that maybe commercial airlines will have.
No strike action, no disastrously happenings at the moment.
No, it's all pretty positive, to be honest with you. There's been no strike actions popped up this week. And no, everything's been good, which is good. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope this is a sign of things to come. Although I'm sure we said this on many occasions last time, and in the following week, it was all doom and gloom, and I was referred to as the Grim Reaper. Let's hope that doesn't happen this time.
Yes, I just knocked on wood for you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Well, Lee, I want to say thank you ever so much. And as well, if anybody out there has free questions, of course, please do direct them to Lee, not to me, because I can't answer them. But we'll provide all of Lee's information below this interview when it airs. And yeah, we'd love to answer your questions. And if they're time sensitive, Lee will answer them right away, I'm sure.
Indeed. Certainly will. Yep. And let's go to my cat once more, making an appearance.
Look, it's a cat. They want the spotlight.
Indeed, they do. Yeah, this one does.
Lee, thank you once again for your insight. It's very much appreciated.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. So looking forward to next week already.
I know. You've been watching another edition of Crew Travel right here on Yachting International Radio. My name is Ria. I have been your host with Lee Harris from ATPI Travel as my co-host. We'll see you again next week.